So here I'm recording with a microphone that's turned off. That's nice. I got a question for the spawn system in regards to, hey, I have my AI, it attacks me, it comes to me, but then when they stop following me, because that's that's logical behavior that could happen at some point, they go back and they don't despawn, and that's not supported by default. It is in the multiplayer version, but it's not in a single player version. So I figured we can cover that in a tutorial video on how to make them despawn even after the despawn event has already happened, basically. So we know on despawn they are removed from the spawn struct, so that's already in there. It's pretty nice. And I started out by adding this array, which is what I wanted to work with, called attacking AI. So if they are warned, so if your AI is warned as the despawn happens, you probably have a check for that, then we're going to add them to an attacking AI array. So and then we just do all the logic it would normally do, which remove them from the spawn. That's nice. And then on completed, here I'm going to check if 0 is valid, so if the first index of attacking AI is valid. And that's where I kind of left off. So, oh yeah, I did a set timer by event. And this is where I left off. I'll use that as the despawn timer. What? Okay, there we go. I'll do 0.5 looping, add custom event. So we'll call this check for attacking despawn. So for each loop, we want to check these. Every half a second we'll be checking these. Are they still warned? Right? Or whatever variable you use for that. Loop through that. And if they are not warned anymore, we need to get distance to self. Distance to the spawn point. And then you can put in a variable here. I'm just gonna do spawn radius for now. So if they are in the spawn radius, we'll despawn them basically. So what we then do is we can copy this code, copy paste code. We should better turn it into a function, but for now I'll just copy paste it. Ignore this. So if this is true, yeah, we'll check if this actor equals that actor, and we'll actually add one to the spawn. So they actually go back, they despawn, and then we add them to the spawn struct again, so they can spawn again. And then we need to despawn the AI, and we will want to remove the index. But that changes. Yeah, that's okay. You could also store the indexes in an array and then remove then after that remove the indexes that need to be removed. Just we'll do that. Add to an array, index to remove. And then on completed, get 0 is a valid index. So on completed, for each loop, remove index. Array element, there we go, that's the one. So we always want to make sure that this is cleared. It's by default, shouldn't always be removing something. And then uncompleted or false. What do we do? What do we do? We check attacking AI, we get a copy, 0 if it's valid, or Because I mean 0 can be killed, so wait, let's do it like this. We'll add a bool is valid. We'll put that in the beginning here as well. Set it to false, and then we add an is valid here, and if it is valid, we'll set this to true. If it's not valid, we will actually add it. If it's not valid, we go straight here because we can remove it. We can stop checking the ones that aren't valid, and then on completed or on false, branch is valid. If this is false, that means all AI will have died. Yeah, if it's false, it means all AI are dead, and we can stop this checking. So, what do we do now? We're checking if they're still valid. If they're not valid, they're removed, so it means they're dead, probably. If they are valid, and they go back to the spawn, they will despawn. Now, this actually doesn't work if you go back as the player, right? So, because this is a check, it's like, okay, are they still attacking? So imagine you are in the spawn zone, and you are attacking. Sorry, so imagine you go back to the spawn point, and those guys have lost you. They've lost track of you. They're walking back. As soon as they get into the spawn area, they will despawn, and you will see them despawn. So that's something we need to keep in mind. And we can actually add that on spawn AI. So on spawn AI, we can check. Oh, that's despawn. We don't need that. So on spawn AI, we get that timer by event. And we say is valid, or can you check is timer pause? Do we invalidate or do we pause it? We clear and invalidate it, so it's not valid anymore. So we'll check is valid. We'll do a branch, because if it is valid, that means there are some AI still walking around. What we need to do then is actually on false, we just continue as normal. On true, we will add all the attacking AI, if they're valid, to the spawned AI. Sorry. Add. Like that. So, we have the attacking AI, but the AI is told to spawn again. Now we have two different arrays of spawn AI, and one of which who will despawn if the player is in the spawn area. So we'll go over all the attacking AI and add them to the spawned AI. Clear and invalidate timer by handle beforehand, so that thing stops checking. And then we need to make sure that when this is completed, we clear the attacking AI, so that array just is cleared out. So now when you go back, all those AI are added to that same array again that we check on despawn, so that just becomes bigger. But what that also means is that this needs to happen again, pretty much, because technically they're part of that core group again. They're back. So for each and every one of these, we'll need to, I think we'll have to copy paste it again because of the reference, which is unfortunate. Should have really made it a macro or something, but you know, for now. So now we have to add it back again here. Don't know, that should work, I think. Alright, yeah, I'm just doing it on the go. I mean, I thought about it, but... So, I tell them to walk back, and they despawn. They all despawn immediately, that's great. So now, I'm gonna trigger them, and I'll have them walk back. And now they're walking back, but they're part of the spawn AI group, I hope. Yeah, yeah, when I walk away, they despawn. That's great. See if I can actually... Pew! Okay, now I got one guy. They all despawn. So it's like 4. Yeah, 4 guys. So I'll tell him to walk back. Oh, so he's a bit too close. And he'll despawn. Yeah, there we go. He despawned. Oh, thank God. He despawned. And then when I go back, there's 5 guys. Yeah, so I think that should be working. I think that should do the trick. And I hope that answered your question. It's a way to do it. I'd clean it up a bit. Maybe, like I said before, change this into a function or macro or whatever. But yeah, that should... this hopefully showed you how to tackle that specific issue. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. And I'll see you in the next one. Good luck with your project, guys. Leave a 5-star rating, please.